Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode of Vlogmas. On the day that I am filming this, it is my 25th birthday. Thank you so much for all of the birthday wishes on my last video, which went live on my birthday, and for all of the wonderful messages that everybody has sent me over on Instagram. Honestly, it just made my day, and the day is not even over. So to honor my birthday and to do something with all of you, I thought that we would bake my birthday cake together. And I also thought that I would answer some questions from this little quiz that I found online. I'm about to really put myself on blast right now, but I have an addiction, and I've always had an addiction. Ever since these sort of quizzes came out, you know, the BuzzFeed quizzes, the Pop Sugar quizzes, I always take them. It will say, what SpongeBob character are you? And I will gladly take them. I know that they are random, and I know that they generate some sort of random answer, but I still love doing them. And so I found something on Pop Sugar, which is called 25 questions every 25-year-old should ask herself. I've not read the questions. I don't know how ridiculous they are. I don't know how meaningful they are or if they will do me any good, but I figured we can answer these questions and bake a cake together. So as many of you know, I'm not the biggest cake person. I'm iffy about cake. If I'm choosing a dessert for my birthday, it's usually fruit-based, like a pie or a crumble or something like that. I really love desserts that have chunks of warm, sweet, sugared fruit in them. It's just my favorite. But I don't have the ingredients to make a pie, nor do I have the time today. So the vision for the cake that I have is with a brownie base. And for that, I'm gonna use box brownies because listen to me, okay? Listen, bestie. Every time I make homemade brownies, they're not that great. Every time I make box brownies, they are chewy and delicious. So these are the brownies that we're gonna use. And then for the cake, I'm gonna make something from scratch. I went online and I Googled the best chocolate cake recipe ever, and I clicked the first link. So we will see if this is the best chocolate cake ever, but I digress. First things first, let's make these brownies and answer some questions. And the first question on this little Pop Sugar quiz is, what is one thing I would change about my life if I could immediately? Absolutely nothing. About the world, yes, I would change things about the world, but about my own life, nothing. Even with things that I find difficult, even with things that are hard or not ideal, it makes me, and it also makes my life my own. And honestly, I think a perfect life would just be so incredibly boring. Okay, so for these brownies, we've got to mix in a 1/4 cup of water. Let's get a bowl. Look how pretty this blue bowl is. I used to think I didn't like the color blue, and now I'm obsessed with it. I think it's beautiful. I can't find my scissors. The next question is, am I doing what I'm actually passionate about and enjoy? And I am. Honestly, I'm so happy to be able to say that I love my job wholeheartedly. Being a recovery coach is one of the hardest but most rewarding jobs in the entire world. When I used to work at a 9 to 5, my days would just inch by so slowly, and I didn't like it. And I'm talking from a very privileged standpoint because not everybody can do what I do. I get most of my clients from my online presence. And so if somebody didn't have an online presence, for example, it can definitely be a lot more challenging or more difficult. And I'm really happy to say that I'm living my dream every single day. And I feel like it can only sort of go up from here. Also, I'm just drinking a delicious coffee with a little bit of maple syrup and creamer. If you've never put maple syrup in your coffee, try it. Try it. The next question is, do I think I'm working hard enough? What a question. 1/4 cup of water. It's really not a lot of water, but let's add that in. And honestly, I really hate the whole vibe of toxic productivity in our society. If we always have to be doing something, we've always got to, either be working towards our self-care, we've always got to be working towards our career, monetizing our hobbies, always doing something. And honestly, how do we measure whether or not we're doing enough? I feel satisfied with the work that I do. I feel happy and confident with the work that I do. And I think that that's enough. And I also think that it's so important to prioritize rest and see that as very productive as well. Now into the brownies, I'm just going to add 1/3 cup of canola oil. Nothing to be afraid of, my beautiful warriors. And yeah, I'm not too hard on myself. I know that I work hard, but I also know that I rest when I need it, which is on a daily basis. We've all got to rest, Do I give my family enough of my time? Yes. Honestly, I think that it's really great to have good boundaries with your family members. I'm gonna add an egg into our batter, if I can crack it with one hand. There we go. I don't think that there is any shame when it comes to cutting family members out of your life. I've cut many family members out of my life, and I am pretty close with some of them as well. Because if people don't respect you, then they don't deserve to be part of your life. And again, respect does not equate to understanding. So if you put a boundary in place and they don't understand it and they make the decision to not respect it, that's on them, and we gotta walk away. Nobody's boundaries ever need to be understood, but they do need to be respected. And I think a lot of people excuse their family members a lot of the time. So-and-so is a misogynist because of the generation that they're from, or so-and-so doesn't understand, you know, this specific movement because of the generation that they're in. And I don't think that that's an excuse, because I think that everybody has the capability and capacity to learn. I understand that it could be a lot more difficult for some people, but just to be completely stuck in your ways, no, it's not gonna fly with me. Anyway, I didn't truly answer that question, but I think that I give my time to the family members that deserve it. Your time is valuable, you are precious, and you don't need to give that time and value to anybody, who isn't worthy of it. I think we already finished this brownie mix. This is why I love mixes. Like, they just come together so quickly. I'm gonna put this in a greased sheet, and then we are gonna work on our cake. All right, so let's put the brownies in this little cake tin. I'll add some oil to, oh my God, I added too much. That's okay. That is okay. We don't have to stress about anything. Okay. Beautiful. Let's add this bad boy in there. I have very high hopes for this cake, you guys, so let's see how it turns out. There's so many delicious chunks of chocolate. This is gonna be delicious. So our first layer, the brownies are done, and they're gonna go in the oven, and let's work on our cake, baby. But first, I've gotta lick the spatula because you know how it is. Honestly, these questions kind of suck. Like, I'm gonna skip some of them because they're just, I don't like them. And it's my birthday, I can do what I want, right? Is that the rule? One of the questions is, am I still holding on to any grudges from the past, and how do I let them go? Honestly, no, I don't think that I'm holding on to any specific grudges. I think that I've forgiven every person who has wronged me or hurt me. But I think that there is a huge difference between forgiving an action and forgetting an action, because I can forgive somebody and still make the active decision to not have them in my life. And even though I've forgiven them, doesn't mean that they have permission to be in my life in any way. I am a firm believer in boundaries, and I am a firm believer in respect, but I am also a firm believer that if you hold on to things that hurt you, the chances of you moving forward in life in a way that feels good is probably very slim. So if you put a lot of energy into hating somebody or into holding a grudge against them, who does that help? It doesn't help you, it doesn't help that person. And so I guess I don't personally see the point, but I totally understand how it can be difficult for people to let go of grudges. What helps me is to try my best to see their perspective, or just to simply understand that we have different values, different morals, different ethics, whatever it might be. Yeah, I know it's tough, I know it's not easy, but I do not want hate in my life of any kind. I don't want it there. It's not worth it. Yeah, you guys, these questions suck so bad. Whatever. I might ditch them, we'll see. But let's start by making this delicious cake. First, let's mix all of our dry ingredients together. Big bag of flour, 1 cup, and then 3/4 of a cup. Then we are gonna add in cocoa powder. Oh my God, I just made a huge mess. One of the last questions that I'm gonna answer from that quiz before we find new questions or something, because they really suck, they're not good, is do I think that my younger self would be proud of me today? 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and also 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. And I think that she would be incredibly shocked and very proud of where I am, because I was the most insecure child ever. I would constantly need reassurance. I would constantly need to ask people whether or not they loved me. Very young, you know, my family asking if they actually loved me or if they were just lying to me. I constantly relied on the validation of others, and in high school, especially like the validation of men and boys. I had people tell me that I was really stupid. When I was in elementary school, my dad was telling the principal which high schools I had applied to, and the principal basically said that he wished me luck because the chances of me getting into that school were very slim, but I got in anyway, so fuck you. I was constantly depressed in my teens, constantly turned inwards and tried to hurt myself in ways that I don't even want to vocalize on camera. I had little to no respect for myself at all. And for a long time, I thought I would just end up in a job that I really hated, that I would just have to show up to on a daily basis just to sort of make ends meet. I'm getting pretty emotional thinking about it because I completely changed my life. In high school, I skipped class all the time. I think in my graduating year, I went to like a third of all of the classes that were offered. I lied to everybody all the time. I was not a nice person. I didn't take my own needs seriously, let alone the needs of other people. Like it couldn't even be on my radar. I had so much shame around food that I would hide in the bathroom to eat my lunch in the stall. I would just sit on the fucking toilet and eat my really pathetic lunch. And now thousands and thousands of people have, you know, seen me enjoy food, seen me talk about food, seen me grow, seen me cry. And that is something that I could have never done. I never went to pool parties. When I was a camp counselor, I had to put on a swimsuit, and I think that I've never felt more insecure around children, right? Around children who just want to have fun with their camp counselor. And the only thing that I could think of was, you know, what my legs look like, what my stomach looks like, my cellulite, my stretch marks, all of this shit that really doesn't matter. And now I put on a bathing suit and I go into our hot tub or I go into public spaces. And sometimes I have moments of doubt and moments of not feeling, you know, like I'm hot shit, even though I am. And I know that she'd be very proud of me. And I'm really proud that I showed up for her too. Maybe some of those questions were better than I thought they were, okay? Anyway, we also need to add salt to this mixture. Got my handy dandy salt shaker. There we go. And then I'm just going to give it a little mix together. Honestly, 25 feels like a very strange age. And I think the reason that I say that is because my younger self had such a vision of what my 20s would look like. And to be frank, this is not the vision that I had at all. Honestly, my younger self thought I would be working in like some publishing house in New York and married with kids and like working 14 hours a day. Like I don't know where I got that from, but that is not the life that I'm living, nor the life that I want. For a long time, I thought I wanted to move to New York. But to be completely honest, all of the gun laws and everything in the US, it scares me way too much. I'm gonna stay in Canada. Okay, so our beautiful dry ingredients are done. Ooh, got a little bit in my eye. And now for our wet ingredients, I think I'm just going to repurpose my brownie bowl because I don't wanna do more dishes. So let's just use this for our wet ingredients. And in here, we've gotta add two cups? Yes, 2 cups of sugar. Shake her up. Anyway, let me see if I can find any more cheesy questions online. So one of these questions is, what is your most prized possession? And I really don't like seeing my dogs as prized possessions because like they're family members, not possessions. But under the law, legally, they are possessions. Anyway, my dogs. Like if my house was on fire, I'm looking for them. They are my pride and joy. I'm definitely like an anxious dog mom, and I think a lot of people can see that sometimes. I mean, for a good reason too, like anxious as in when they are off leash, I do not want to take my eyes off of them at all because part of me doesn't trust that they're going to run away and chase a deer or something. So I'm overly cautious, but I think that they would be my #1 pride and joy. I love them so much. To our sugar, we're gonna add 2 eggs. These are our last eggs, baby, so we cannot mess up here. But if we do, we do, and that's life, you know? Speaking of life, like why not get all existential? One of the biggest life lessons that I had to learn is that not everybody is gonna like you. And no matter how much you try, there is always going to be somebody out there who dislikes you, and it's always going to be for different reasons. I've also got to add in 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. Delicious. Doesn't look delicious right now, but we're gonna make it work. And yeah, honestly, I think when I told myself repeatedly that I am not on this earth to please everybody and that I can't be everything to everyone, I swear to God, my life was so much easier. Like, you don't like me? That's okay. You don't have to. Just like I don't have to like everybody either. It's impossible to like every individual on this planet. So if we believe that that is a true statement, that we can't like everybody, then we also have to accept not everybody can like us. And that's okay. This mixture right now is looking questionable. This doesn't look very good. Was it a cup of milk? Did I read that right? Yeah, a cup of milk. Okay, so looking a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna mix the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. Just add that all in. Kind of gross, but cool. One of the questions is, did you ever break the law? And I did. I shoplifted a lot when I was a teenager. It's not something that I'm proud of. Sometimes it was out of necessity and sometimes it wasn't. It was just kind of for fun. But honestly, I shoplifted from like thrift stores and the dollar store in Ardennes and places like that, like where it was easier to get away with, at least back then. Is it something I'm proud of? No, but it's also something that, again, I don't want shame around. I've done bad things in the past, or illegal things, and things that I perhaps didn't view as bad back then. But now, as I am older, you know, 10 years older, I have not shoplifted, you know, in my 20s or in my late teens, but when I was younger, I did. And again, is it something that I am proud of? No. But is it something that I'm going to try to cover up and hide? Also no. Oh my God, I'm making such a mess. I hate making a mess, which, I mean, it comes with the territory when we are cooking things, but it's not my favorite thing. Also, so let's talk about my birthday plans a little bit. Nothing crazy. I'm one of those people who really likes low-key things for my birthday. I really do not like, you know, going out to fancy dinners. It's not me. And if that is you, I love that for you. We are both individuals and we have different preferences. But for me, honestly, like the perfect night is just in with my dogs, with my family, watching horror movies or thriller movies and movies just that make me feel spooked, having some yummy food and wine, and that's it. That's like the perfect day for me. And so today I work until around 6, and after that I think we're gonna order in some food and just snuggle, maybe go in the hot tub, watch a movie, nothing crazy. And then on Saturday, Andrew is making me like a little bit more of like a fancier dinner at home. So I'm really excited. I know a lot of people wanted me to like vlog my entire birthday, and I totally understand why you would love to see that. I love to see videos like that too. But I really wanted to be in the moment, spend time with Andrew, not want to pick up my camera repeatedly. I am going somewhere on Friday with my friends, so I think I will take you guys there and vlog. But for the day of my actual birthday, I just wanted to keep it a bit more low-key. And you can hear the water boiling because we're gonna add a cup of boiling water into this batter as well. I hope this doesn't crack the glass. Can I pour this directly in? Looks like it. Let's just mix this in slowly and carefully. One of the questions is, what is something that you are bad at? And I love that question because, honey, we are all bad at something. And I'm bad at many things. I have 2 left feet when it comes to dancing, but it doesn't stop me. I'm not very good at it. I cannot wrap presents nicely at all. Like, I wrap presents so horribly, it's not a vibe. I'm pretty bad at like home reno projects. 1, because I'm not super patient with myself. And 2, I don't like doing them. I like the aftermath. I like when they, you know, look nice and are all put together. But the idea of like putting together an IKEA chair or desk, ugh, like horrible, horrible. Andrew does it for me and I love him for that. Driving. I don't have my full license, I just have my permit, and I'm not a very good driver right now. Again, has to do with practice. I've got to be more gentle with myself with that one. But yeah, those are just some examples of things that I'm bad at, but like, I don't know. I feel like I'm probably bad at so many more things as well. What am I looking forward to in the future? So many things. Having little babies one day, packing their little school lunches and making it look all cute. I look forward to starting a podcast and continuing to sort of grow my business. Maybe create merch if that's something that people are interested in. Look at how pretty this cake batter is. I'm looking forward to see what kind of person I turn into in the future because we are constantly changing. So I'm interested to see what my new hobbies are one day. I'm excited to finish the book that I'm working on. I'm excited to see everything that my friends accomplish, and I'm also really excited to see everything that Andrew accomplishes in his life. He's already accomplished so much. I get questions all the time, by the way, on like our age difference and what he does and things like that. So we're 6 years apart. He is 6 years older than me. We met playing volleyball, and he is an actuary. So to sort of hit those questions on the head. Anyway, let's transfer this to a little baking dish. I think I filled that up a little bit too much, but we will roll with it. Anyway, while the cakes are in the oven, I'm gonna do a little bit of a cleanup, then we'll decorate together and of course do a taste test. Also, I'm realizing that I forgot to put vanilla in the cake. It's chocolate cake, right? So I feel like it shouldn't impact the cake too much, right? Right? Anyway. we'll see.
All right, besties, it is a little bit later. The cakes have cooled and we are going to make the icing together. I'm having a really good day. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So we are going to cut half a cup of butter and we're gonna melt it in the microwave. Beautiful. All right, so we've got our bowl. I'm gonna put the melted butter in there. Now I'm gonna add in the rest of this cocoa powder. Okay, so next into our bowl, we're gonna add in some powdered sugar. Then we need a 1/3 cup of milk. And then we mix. Oh my God, look at that frosting. It looks so pretty. I almost forgot the vanilla in here too. So we also need to add in around 2 teaspoons. And now it's time to decorate. So why don't you enjoy this compilation of me trying to make my birthday cake look cute and nice.
Waiting outside for you to pick me up. Driving so fast we couldn't see. Everything changed so suddenly. I moved to Brooklyn, you begged me to stay. I never called cause you thought that I'd change. We both went back on the pact that we made, but you're all I know.
This is what the cake looks like right now, and I think I'm going to pipe on like a 2 and a 5 just for it to say 25, and then put a couple sprinkles around the edge, and then we'll be done. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That would have been really funny. My cake almost toppled. I guess I cannot hold my cake to show you. Look at how pretty she turned out. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with myself, but I honestly have so much respect for like cake bakers or cake decorators because like this was hard and it doesn't even look that good. Like I think it looks great, don't get me wrong, but like sold in a bakery? Absolutely not. We baked the birthday cake though together. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It is time for the taste test. So I've got a little bit of everything right here. And let's try it. Oh my God, that is some of the best cake ever. This is literally heaven on a fork. Anyway, thank you guys so much for making my birthday so special. I really hope you liked this more laid back, chill bake with me. And yeah, thank you guys so much for just being my best friends. I appreciate you guys so much. And yeah, I'm really grateful to have been here for another year. And if you like videos like this, don't forget to click onto that subscribe button down below and leave me a kind comment. And also, don't forget to do something kind for yourself today, okay? Okay, bye friends.